How to analyze a novel with a feministic perspective? How to apply the feminist theories? This is the question raised by many people. So, this video will address all these things. First thing, when you analyze a novel with a feministic perspective, you need to understand how author has portrayed the characters in the particular novel, especially how the women characters are portrayed, how the male characters are portrayed, how they are interconnected, how they are depicted. So this is the core, but there are certain patterns. First thing, identify the feminist themes. What are the feminist themes? Look for instances of sexism, gendered power dynamics, that is based on the gender, how the power is with the one person. For example, a male person used to have a power center, the female will never have a power. If you take the housewife and the other no family setup, familial family setup, and always housewife will not have any voice. The power is with the male. Whether is it portrayed in that way? This can include analyzing the representation of women, their relationship with male characters, the ways in which both gender intersects with other social identities such as race and class. How that particular race are treats the particular gender. Are they giving equality? Are they treating them as a real human being? Because if you see the oppressive state, they are not at all considered as a human being, because they'll treat them as a subjugated voice. They never have any voice. So these instances we need to look in the novel. Point number one. Second, examine the portrayal of female characters. How female characters altogether portrayed in the novel. And here you should give importance to each and every character, not necessarily only the protagonist and the antagonist. Every, even a small characters, are they whether these characters being dealt with a sensibility, you need to check it out. Because if they are the fully realized individuals, see, a woman understand her role and she realizes her original identity, means that's a full-fledged character. Whereas another woman, she doesn't know what is her role or what is supposed to do, what is her right, and she never has any identity. Then that is there the feminism has to come to the picture, because the society is not allowing her to create her own identity. She'll be called mother, sister, family member, everything. Whether she has her own identity, will she be allowed to do those things? These things you need to check in the novel. And another thing, are they given some voice to voice out? Are they given some opportunity to speak out their opinion? Whether their voices are heard in the novel. These things you need to verify. Example, if you take some character, they will never speak, they will be never allowed to speak. Even if they speak, they never take the opinion. These are the silenced voices. You can bring the feministic perspective here and you can analyze. And these kind of silencing the female voices are called marginalizing. How they are marginalized, how they are suppressed, how they are voiceless. These things you can bring in analyzing such kind of characters in the novel. That's the second thing. That's what examining the portrayal of female characters. First one, we talked about the feminist themes like racism, gender roles, and other things. Third, look at the treatment of male characters. How female characters are portrayed. Similarly, you need to see how male characters are portrayed. In general, if the novel portray male is a power centric, he never listens to woman. All these things you should bring it, because this is called the stereotypical portrayal comes. So where you'll have a strong point to argue that this particular character is not allowing the other one to voice out. Her voice is suppressed because of this male character. That's how you can analyze. Because here the male characters, based on the portrayal of male characters, how they are treating the female characters will make a great difference. Because in general, in the feministic perspective, the male characters will be always superior. Female characters will be, what do you call, they will not be superior. But there will be a time in the novel where they'll assert their identity, then they least bother about this suppressing male voice. So they will come out of all the clutches, they'll establish their own identity as an independent woman. So those things you need to verify how these things are interwoven in the novel with the dealing with male and female characters. And the normal portrayal will be the traditional stereotypical role of a male as a higher gender and the female as a subversive gender. Those kind of things will be there, and they will not be accountable. Male will never be accountable for action. For example, if it is a family, a husband and wife, if a son and daughter makes a mistake, immediately the husband will come and say that how you have grown your son and daughter. Actually, it is a duty of both. But here, the male will disown his responsibility. He will blame only the female because she may not have the voice. So obviously, he puts blame on the female. So she will not be able to say anything in that particular situation also. If you find similar kind of thing in the novel, it is a clear, the identification of how female is suppressed by male. Fourth one, you should consider the context the novel is written. Because based on the time period, based on the problem they discuss in the novel, there may be some kind of the author's influence in the portrayal of the gender roles. But it is not necessary that all the authors will have their own influence, but majority level you may analyze based on the time the particular novel is written, during that period, how the female rights were there, how the women were treated in general. In that way you may analyze the thing. Because there may be a certain influence of culture and society for author to craft the characters. Because everybody is the product of society, right? So they'll have definitely certain influence from the society when they deliver as a product. That's what the novel. Obviously, there may be some the influences. That's why you should know what period the novel is written, what is the general stand of the author about the world, and especially male and female also. If you analyze, it may give you some other view to understand. The last one, you can apply the theory. These are the certain stand in general you can analyze. Then because here there are so many different theoretical lens, even in the feminism there are different types of feminisms are there, you can check. And because these theories are intersectional, how they consider race, class, sexuality, how do they do these things. Apart from the mainly, and you may wonder or you may check, these are the different feminisms or theoretical lens are there. One is liberal feminism. Liberal feminism emphasizes the importance of equal rights and opportunities for women within the existing political and social structure. That is liberal feminism. Whether the novel approaches the feminism in the liberal way or other way. Whereas if you look at the second one, Marxist feminism focuses on the ways which capitalism and the class structures intersect with gender and inequality to oppress women. Here, how through the structure of the class, working class and the bourgeois culture, bourgeoisie and other top people, how do they suppress? Whether if it is a Marxist feminism, it will use this particular lens, because the class structure and the gender inequality to oppress the women, how do they use in the Marxist way? Third thing, radical feminism. This feminism says that the complete restructure of the entire system of the world so that there won't be any patriarchy and there is no subjugation, suppression, oppression, nothing, everything is equal. That's what radical feminism, they see that gender as the primary axis of oppression and advocates for the complete restructuring of society to eliminate entire patriarchal structure. That's called radical feminism. Fourth one is intersectional feminism. It recognizes that gender oppression intersects with other forms of oppression such as race, class, sexuality, and this intersectional feminism seeks to address these intersections in theory and practice. The last one is post-colonial feminism. It examines how gender oppression is shaped by the colonialism, by colonial power and imperialistic attitude, and how feminist movements can be inclusive of women from diverse cultural and ethnic backgrounds. Because colonial had one set of what you call the structure, whereas post-colonial it tries to subvert those structure. They try to bring in the new elements. That's what how these colonial and imperialistic power changed the dimension of the women and how they want to come out of those kind of stereotypical identification. They want to establish a newer identity. So these are the way you can analyze the feminism. Initially said how to look at the novel. These are the 5 types of feminism I discussed: liberal feminism, Marxist feminism, intersectional feminism, radical feminism, and post-colonial feminism. So you can take according to each one you use, and you can go further deep, dive into the depth, and you can go to the profound analysis, and you can present your findings. Got it? This is how you need to apply the feminist theory and various feminism types of theories also. Got it? I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.